Davey, thoughts after that?
I don't think we started the game well. I think their shape kind of froze a wee bit. They've not been a freeze for a good few months really. So we'd worked on kind of playing against a certain shape. So I think it froze a little bit, to be fair. We came here, we looked at the park and kind of knew what type of game it was going to be, but I thought they played that type of game, percentage football, a wee bit better than us in the first half. So it was really hard to get the press on because it was just you go and press, it get flipped over your head, and then your midfield were getting caught in setting balls. So I don't think we won enough. We were 1v1 duels all over the park. Don't think Jerome's had anything to do bar pick the ball at the back of the net, to be fair. But we created absolutely nothing ourselves. Changed the shape. We started the game at 4-3-3. Then went to a 3-4-2-1. Then changed it to a 3-5-2. Just try to get some kind of foothold in the game. We remained a 3-5-2 for the rest of the game, but at half time we got some information into the players. And then we made kind of, was it 2-3 changes early doors? We made 5 pretty early in the game.
1 at half time, then 2 in the first 10 minutes of the second half or whatever.
2 and a 2.
Aye.
So wee Mac was unlucky. He never came off. I just don't think the part suited him, really. I think wee Mac likes to get on the ball. So he came off, but it could have been any of the 11 to be fair, and he never came off through being the worst player. It was nothing like that today. I just said to him, look, Mac, I was 10 times the player you were, wee man, and I couldn't have played in it. He just looked at me. and I had to tell him I was kidding. It was only 5 times. Nah. So wee Mac came off, it managed to get Dan Finlayson on the park, and then we done a double-double pretty early, and I thought the subs really helped us in the game.
As you said, we didn't really have a foothold in the game for the kind of first half. There wasn't much in it, but that kind of last 20 we really kind of ramped it up. Robbie Muirhead scored and it looked like there was only going to be one winner.
Yeah, I thought the second half we were much better. Again, the fans maybe don't see it, but sometimes you just got to play the conditions. You've got to stand up, you've got to be counted. They went as big as they possibly could go. They'd done that here the first game under Chris, to be honest, but there'd been a 4 kind of no long after that. It was really direct, so it was hard. I just thought we never won enough. We were 1v1 duels all over the park in the first half. Thought the subs really helped us do that. We're coming off the back, and it's not an excuse. 3 games in 6 days, 7 games in 28 days, something along the lines. And then I looked at Partick Thistle players that were going down with cramp. They were going down with cramp, and I think they put a lot into the game, but our boys were still going. You look at somebody like Robbie Muirhead, he's been 90, managed to get him off the park on Tuesday. So I thought we looked fit, we looked hungry, and there was only one team going on to try and win the game, and that was ourselves. I thought we were a wee bit unlucky not to go and win the game, if I'm honest. We had 2 or 3 kind of half chances. Robbie Fraser has one at the back post. Robbie Muirhead has a couple in the wide area where he's trying to pick pits, I think it is, or Stephen Kelly out. But delighted with the subs, delighted with the reaction, and as I say to the players, I think that'll be a big point coming the end of the season. I really do. I think that'll be a big point come the end of the season. So if they play like that against all our teams here, they'll struggle. They'll struggle. We can do that side of the game no too bad. We never done it in the first half, but we can do it, and I think we've done it much better in the second half.
I know you don't like to single players out kind of individually, but Robbie Muirhead's form recently has been very good, hasn't it?
Fantastic finish. Great ball with Stephen Kelly. It's one of these games I look at, like Wee Smithy, Stephen Kelly, these are football, but like they're genuine, really good football and intelligence, good football players. And the part like this, you go, Stephen Kelly and Reece, it's not really a game for them, but I thought the 2 of them were brilliant and on the park. They managed the game, they've done really well in the game. And Robbie Muirhead honestly, he just keeps coming up with big goals for us. It was fantastic. I think we actually had, it was a free kick later on that we never got in around the box. I was hoping we got, but we never got it.
Turned into a throw.
Aye, but I didn't think the ref was great today. I thought he was poor. And the only positive for the officiating today was it never cost us $100,000 this year. I'm sitting looking at that. You're like, but I thought it was, I don't know. I just thought a lot went against us today, and they got a lot that weren't for them. But listen, I think it's a big point for the players. Big point. I think it'll be a big point coming the end of the season. And I thought he'd done extremely well. And you know what? I spoke about it in the change room. I said, look, there's 5 subs went on the park, and every one of these helped us. And that's what the squad is. That's what I keep referencing, how it's not the starting 11. We need everybody. And I think that today the game shows they were all stood up and they were all in it together. And I felt we were unlucky not to go and win it. But based on the first half, how the first half went, I think it's probably a point gained.
I think you've referenced it a few times in terms of that 18. Like, it is one of the strongest ones in the league, and it's kind of shown today again. Isn't it?
You look at the ones that never go on the park today, and like they're no players that are nowhere near it. We Meshats came in and been a wee bit unlucky. Smithy's played a lot of football for us. Clarkie's been.
For the first 6 months, really, didn't
Clarkie, I apologise to Clarkie in the change room. He's probably the one I'm looking round and I'm going, I just thought Robbie's legs got us up the park a wee bit more. Clarkie will defend all day for you. It's a different type of game. You can rely on Clarkie day in, day out. I thought Chris would have helped us a wee bit more in the wide areas today in terms of our aerial duels, in terms of his legs and getting us up the park, but I've never really done that as a group. Never done that as a group the first half. Robbie's got really good youthful energy that gets you up the park. That's why he probably went on before Clarkie did, and I had to apologise to Clarkie because he's been brilliant for us and he's going to be brilliant for us and he's going to get game time, but I felt I owed him up. In that moment it was probably more suited to wee Robbie to go on the park. And I think he went on and he proved a point as well. He wasn't in a huff, and we've had these big 3 games. It's been a big 3 games and it's been a big month. Is that us unbeaten in 10? I think that's a start that shouldn't have gone noticed there.
8 wins, 2 draws.
Yeah, I think that's a start that shouldn't have gone noticed. I think it's a big start and I thought it was a big point tonight.
The busy schedule continues. It's Wednesday next.
It's a wee bit more manageable, but isn't it?
It is.
It's a wee bit more manageable.
How does a kind of recovery and prep for...
Going to give the boys tomorrow off. Going to give them tomorrow off. Raith Rovers going to be a difficult game as well. That's us down to the last 9 now, isn't it? So if that's us unbeaten in 10, that was a couple of cups in there as well. Queen's Park would have been the batch of 9. So we're coming into the last 9 fixtures, 27 points to play for. It's going to be a good run in. Cup final to look forward to and a quarter final to look forward to. And I'll be honest with you, I think every game's going to pose a different challenge. Like how we played on Tuesday night, you couldn't do that tonight. Could you do that tonight? And I think every opponent's going to pose a different challenge to us as a group, and we've got to find solutions and find ways to win that game of football.
No worries, perfect.